host of Aaron's Hour, Aaron Phillips.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good whatever it is, depending upon what you're celebrating. Thank you for tuning into Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. It is high noon here in Las Vegas. Thank you for making me part of your day today. Thank you so much. Of course, as a reminder, most of you are probably watching on my Facebook page, which I appreciate that. And if you are, hit like and please invite your friends to join my page. But also, guess what? You can also watch it on the Aaron's Hour, The Voice Facebook page. You can also watch it on the WWDB TV Facebook page. But on YouTube, for all you folks who love YouTube, you can go to the www.dbtv.com YouTube channel. You can catch it there. Now, here's the other thing, too. You can also catch it on Aaron's Hour YouTube channel. But if you're on the go, like, I don't know, picking the kids up from soccer, you got to go shopping, getting your hair done, whatever it is, download the WWDB-TV app to your Android phone, or if you have an iPhone, WWDB-TV with an L and a V, that'll take it to your phone. Also, too, if you missed the show and want to revisit anything, then you can also go to the Roku channel on your streaming service. If you have Roku, you can download the WWDB-TV channel. Not only this show, my Aaron's Hour show, but all the other great shows that are here on the network, which, by the way, is a great segue to tell you my guest today, my featured guest, as he's on his way to the studio. He currently hosts a show here on Worldwide Digital Broadcasting. He's the host of Cyber Awareness Network TV. Mr. Mac Jackson will be joining me today, really to kind of discuss how to protect your business, all the suggestions and things that you can do to protect your footprint online. Now, I also have a phone, but for somebody to call in, 702-992-3207 is my number. Call me here in the studio. Share the feed. We appreciate it. And now with all of that done, good morning, Jennifer in Hawaii. When she changes the clock tonight, we found out it will now be a 3-hour time difference. So just that too, before you go to bed tonight, we lose an hour, unfortunately. So make sure you push your clocks ahead an hour, which just means for me, I get to my cruise an hour faster. Anyway, so we got to take care of that. All right. You know what time it is? It's time to start talking about Vegas Unwrapped 2.0.
With a nod to the past and an eye to the future, here is Aaron Phillips with Vegas Unwrapped 2.0.
All right, there you have it. By the way, I did neglect to mention this, but I do have another guest in studio who'll be joining us here after break with Mac. His name is Riley Radcliffe. Riley Radcliffe. He is my young protege. I've dubbed him that. And he's actually here in studio today celebrating his 12th birthday. His parents brought him here. Had no idea he was coming. So I was a secret present. When has that ever happened? Not even my wife. I've never been a secret present to my wife for that matter. But he's here today because I'll tell you what, this young man, in all seriousness, if he wants to do something like this in the future, he's already got the skill set. So you'll enjoy seeing him later on. He's going to be my unofficial co-host today, and we're going to bombard Mac with great questions regarding computer and cybersecurity. Okay, let's get started with some winnings. The winnings keep happening. Last Sunday, an early morning player hit video poker, big payday. Caesars Entertainment Center's Caesars Rewards member was playing at Caesars Palace. I don't know what's been going on at Caesars Palace the last couple of weeks, but boy, they have been winning. That seems to be the place to go if you want to increase your bank account, is to get to Caesars Palace. Well, this person hit at 4:30 in the morning. When most of us are still asleep, this person hit for $100,000. Okay? So Caesars Palace is really doing it well. Now, if you're up in the North Las Vegas, this individual lives in the North Las Vegas area of town. He had a life-changing visit to an off-strip property last Wednesday. According to a news release from Boyd Gaming, the guest only identified himself as Michael, won a jackpot worth more than $252,000 on Galaxy Gaming's Emperor's Challenge at Aliante Station. That's up in the northwest part of town off of 215. After placing a standard wager of $25 and a bonus bet of $5, so keep in mind, folks, $30 total, the company says Michael drew a 7-card straight flush, 2 through 8 of diamonds with a joker. hitting the progressive for $252,000. Michael says he plans to use his winnings to pay off his car and to take a nice vacation for the first time in 20 years. Good for him. $30 gets him 252,000. But again, as I always like to ask, how much did they really spend before the $30 to hit that jackpot? Again, Caesar's Palace. Well, we talked. Oh, here's another one. Caesar's Palace. Ready for this one? Resort said a Caesar's Rewards member was playing poker at 10:30 p.m. last Thursday, and they only hit for another $100,000. So I don't know if you've seen a trend here, folks, but Caesar seems to be the place to win some money. Now, winners just don't happen here in Las Vegas. These seem to be happening all over the country. But Northern Vegas, here's a winner. Lucky Slots player turned $3.20. It almost kills me to say this. Riley, you in here? You stay right there. You can answer this question from over there. If you had $3.20, how much money would you like to see come back to you in a jackpot win? Just give me a number.
I would say $6.50 because then you're doubling it.
Oh, you know what? From $3.20 to $6.50 is doubling. But what if you had $3.20 and you won $3 million? Yeah, exactly. Let's see. A lucky slot player turned that bet into $3 million. She played the Wheel of Fortune, the property, Carson Valley Inn Casino in Minden, Nevada. That's up north. Said the guest, only identified as Leanne, hit the $3,274,438 jackpot over President's Day weekend. My friends, that's what we would call a lot of Benjamins, and that would be Franklin, of course. Now, here's another one. Up in Massachusetts, this is a pretty cool one. A man was traveling out of state for the birth of his fourth grandchild. You want to guess how much money he hit, Riley? With 4 grandchildren, how much money do you think he won in a lottery? Give me a good number.
I would say 40,000.
All right, you got the 4 in there, but what if I tell you that he turned it into a $4 million lottery prize? Are you kidding me? A Florida grandfather visiting Massachusetts for the birth of his newest grandchild won the lottery. His name, according to the Massachusetts Lottery Division, James Devine, won the $4 million top prize on an instant ticket game. The lottery said Devine and his wife were in Massachusetts visiting the birth of grandchild number 4. He purchased the ticket at a convenience store. On his way, he decided to take the cash option, which isn't bad either, by the way. Received a one-time payment of $2.6 million. According to the lottery, he plans on using some of the money to buy a new golf cart in Florida. And the store who sold the ticket, you ready for this? The store gets $40,000 for selling the ticket. So it's not uncommon that the selling location gets a percentage of the prize winnings for the lottery. All right. So here's another story out of state, and then we're going to get to, actually I have 2 more, then some local news. I feel like it should be like the breaking news ticker playing over this, John. Hint, hint. I know we can't do it. Anyway, so Junior Pantaleon Morales, okay? He plans to put a down payment on a house that he won for his prize money. So while stopped at a light, Junior took a second to scratch his Virginia lottery ticket. Now, those are scratch-offs, which you can buy usually for like $1 or $2. But when he saw that he hit the $100,000 prize, he didn't believe it, according to March 8th Virginia Lottery news release. He saw the prize, he saw the prize amount and got really nervous. I don't blame him. So he handed the ticket to his brother in the car and asked him to validate the winning. Sure enough, they confirmed it. He won the top prize on the $100,000 jumbo cash game. Now he plans to use the prize money, as we said, to put down a down payment on a new house. Happens, folks. What's the old saying? John, you probably know this. You got to be in it to win it. You've heard that.
That's right.
There you go. Because if you ain't in it, you can't win it. That's bad English, and I shouldn't do that in front of Riley. Anyway, this is a dream. A woman shocked to win first $1 million prize in a brand new lottery game. This out of North Carolina. Wendy Hester of Leland, North Carolina, says she won the $1 million prize from a $10 VIP platinum ticket she bought from a mini mart. Something just told me to buy it, she said, and it just hit me. Hester decided to take the lump sum payment of $600,000, which was ultimately $427,503 after federal taxes. So here's your lesson, ladies and gentlemen. You win a $1 million prize, you're only going home with 50% of it if you do the same taxation. Look, I wouldn't scoff at $427,000 at all, by the way. In addition to a new home, Hester hopes to use her winnings to pay off her car. This is a godsend, so There you go. And it only debuted last month, with 5 $1 million top prizes. Four of the 5 still remain. All right, talking to money. We know right now housing and cost of living and places to live and all that. We hear all the stories about housing market prices going up and down. And over the last couple of years, in particular, when the pandemic hit and rent prices were going up, rents were going up because people are not paying their rent. Well, Low Income Housing Coalition did a study called Out of Reach, and they they listed all the states that the average monthly fair market rent. So they did a study so that the average across the country for a 2-bedroom rental ranges between $1,105 and $1,342 respectively. So the 1-bedroom was 11, 2-bedroom was 13. Now, Nevada ranks 17th in this ranking of the highest and lowest 2-bedroom. Now, here's the thing. What does that translate to into a wage? Well, how much money per hour do we have to earn to make these numbers? Well, the study found that here in the state of Nevada, $23.70 per hour should be the range to afford this rent comfortably. Okay. Report also indicates that the fair market rent of $1,232 in order to afford this plus rent and utilities converts to about $4,100 per month, or almost $50,000 per year. Okay. Now,
That's just for the rent.
That's just but the $50,000 then included utilities.
Gotcha.
But thank you for having me reshare that. So here's the thing. Southern Nevada, you need to make $23.38 per hour, while people in Reno need to make $26.81 in order to afford a 2-bedroom rental. Now, if you live up in Reno, based on those numbers, you have to have 2.6 full-time jobs. Let that sink in for a moment. Almost 3 full-time jobs in order to afford that rent. So for Nevada, the annual income needed to afford is broken down the following. For 0-bedroom, which I guess is kind of like a loft, or what do they call that? A studio style apartment where your bedroom is in your living room, basically. Your couch is your bed. You need an annual income of $34,000. 1-bedroom, $41,000. 2-bedroom, $50,000. 3-bedroom, $70,000. And for 4-bedroom, you need $84,000. Now, the number of work hours to do all of that: 0-bedroom, 62 work hours. 1-bedroom, 74, 90, and 120 hours per week. Folks, generally we work 40 hours a week. That's just one job. If you're working a full-time job, for a 3-bedroom, you need 3 times that. Crazy. Coming in at number 1 on the list, Jennifer out in Hawaii. I'm so sorry to share this with you. But Hawaii was found to be the most expensive, with an hourly wage of $41 needed to afford a 2-bedroom rental in Hawaii. So just kind of chomp on that for a little bit. Last but not least, before we go to our first break, those of you driving around this lovely town, I'm sorry that I didn't buy stock in construction cones, because this town all of a sudden is popped. Right, Matt, my guest Mac Jackson is standing literally behind the camera. I just saw him start laughing on that one. Back east, I was used to that along Route 80. It just seemed like that road was never done. But here's the thing: if you're living up in the Summerlin area, Summerlin Parkway, a town center, will be shut down for several weeks. Motorists in that area be advised of a 24-hour lane closure starting Friday, I guess yesterday. They will implement a 24/7 lane, 24/7 lane closure eastbound Summerlin Parkway at Town Center starting tomorrow night, March 12th. I wonder if that's taken into account the clock change. I hope so. Otherwise, they're going to be late or early. I always forget how that works. Anyway, the closure is going to allow NDOT to inspect and repair one of the bridges, the bridge over the Town Center area, over the Town Center Drive, resurface and repair the roadway, upgrade the curb ramp, replace overhead signs, and more. So, NDOT also says a previously announced long-term lane restriction on eastbound 613 from 215 Anastasia. Look, the bottom line is, folks, just keep an eye out for orange cones all over the city. All right, with that, we're going to step aside for our first break of the hour, because joining me are 2 people. Mr. Mac Jackson Jr., he hosts a show right here on WWDB TV called Cyber Awareness Network, and he talks about how to protect your identity, your business, anything pertaining to cybersecurity, business, home, whatever it is. And my birthday co-host, Mr. Riley Radcliffe, will be joining us as well. We're going to tag team Mac like never before with questions. And because Riley knows a lot about computers, I'm going to sit back and watch Riley just take over the interview. Anyway, no pressure, Riley. You're watching Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. Hey, don't go anywhere. Some great messages coming up right now. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for someone to provide training to your staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs.
Anxiety, depression, PTSD, ADHD, pain, inflammation, dealing with mental or physical health issues, or know someone who is? Relax, refresh, recover, revive. Natural health alternatives using hemp-derived CBD and other cannabinoids found in hemp are increasingly becoming more effective in managing various symptoms that affect your body, state of mind, and daily life. Planet Harvest Health's mission is to help those looking for natural, new, and better solutions for a healthier way of life, specializing in small batch, handcrafted alternatives, providing higher quality and a cost-effective product. Go to planetharvesthealth.com for more information and education on how we can help you.
Hey, welcome back. I didn't even get a countdown that time. Welcome back to Aaron's Hour. Aaron Phillips here, hosting Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips, which, by the way, is a great coincidence because if my name wasn't Aaron Phillips, the title of the show would be totally stupid. So it all works out well. Anyway, joining me here now at the dais, the table, whatever you want to call it, man to my right, Mr. Mac Jackson. He hosts Cybersecurity Awareness TV right here on WWDB TV. And to his right, listen, he's going to take over the interview. He is the birthday boy today. We're celebrating his birthday, Mr. Riley Radcliffe. Gentlemen, thank you for coming in. How are you?
Good.
You doing good?
Yeah.
You're excited. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
You got it. Mac, thank you for coming in today.
Absolutely.
You and I, the last couple of Saturdays, have been crisscrossing. I'm leaving. You're coming in to do your thing.
Yes.
And I said to John, because I'm kind of like part of my brain is on vacation right now. I leave for cruise on Monday.
Nice.
So I'm like, John, I'm like deadlocked. I said, who from the network do you think would come on Aaron's Hour? He immediately thought of you. And I said, you know what? That's terrific. And I'm glad it worked out. So thank you.
I appreciate it. Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming in. So I listen, I could read your bio and I appreciate that. Let's just let everybody know who you are, your background. How did you get into doing this in the first place?
Sure. I'm a Las Vegas native, born and raised here.
Oh, you're the rare
Fabulous
breed.
Las Vegas.
You're the rare breed.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, Las Vegas. Let's see, I went to UNLV and I got my bachelor's degree from University of Phoenix.
Okay.
And then I got my law degree from Thomas Jefferson School of Law.
Oh, right on.
Yes, but not a practicing attorney.
Okay.
I just went there to understand how the attorneys create chaos in the world.
I'm hearing a lot about that lately, about how attorneys tend to do that.
How they do that, yes.
But it gives you a good understanding from another perspective, having gone
Absolutely.
through it to get the knowledge, right?
Absolutely. And then currently I am in the process of finishing up my doctoral degree.
Oh.
So I'm in the phase right now of defending it and getting it
In what?
done.
What are you doing it on?
Take a guess.
Cybersecurity?
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Decided to be a doctor in cybersecurity.
Right on.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the doctor of computers. I like that. Doctor, yes.
CyberDoc.
CyberDoc. Oh, by the way, some comments coming in here. You remember Chief, right?
Yeah.
He wants to know where your wristband is. That's sort of a little bit of an inside joke. Chief is watching, though. That's a good thing. By the way, anybody wants to call in, he's going to take any questions regarding cybersecurity from anybody, from Riley, myself. But you call us, 702-992-3207. Put your message in the chat room if you're on Facebook. Hey, if you're watching us on YouTube, please put your message and comment in there. We'll pick it up. John will show it to us. So this way we can respond to any thoughts, comments, and questions. All right. So you got the law degree to understand how crazy the law attorney business is.
Yes.
But obviously cybersecurity is something nowadays that I think scares a lot of people, not how to protect themselves, but I think a lot of people expose themselves and say, you know what, there's a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah.
You know, it's overwhelming, isn't it?
It really is. It really is.
So how do you calm somebody down? How do you talk them off the ledge? You know?
Well, it's basically awareness, understanding your privacy, your information that you have, your personal identifiable information, not to expose or give it out to the public, give it out there on the internet. Right?
But there, you have to admit, though, or agree, and Riley, I want you to understand this question. There are some things out there that we just can't help
but have out there, right?
True.
Yeah.
Like what? Give us an example so Riley understands as he continues to build computers, which information is probably best to protect and which we know is out there, but we really have to accept that it's there.
When you're taking selfies, people are always taking selfies everywhere they go. They're on a crazy app called TikTok. Yes, TikTok has been deemed bad player.
Is it really? Why is
Yes,
that?
our federal government and half of our governors across the country have deemed TikTok a ban.
And why is that?
They were saying their employees to remove it from their phone because the FBI and the Secret Service have deemed TikTok application to be a national security threat.
But can they really make employers tell their employees to remove the app?
And that is
'Cause
the
it's
actual
private
debate
property.
right now. It's private property. However, if they're on a government device.
Okay.
So if you're on a government phone, they're
Okay.
saying not to use it. On the Wi-Fi in the establishments and the organizations, right? They will say, we're going to shut down access to the TikTok servers.
Gotcha.
So you can't utilize it.
Okay. Are you on TikTok? I mean, I know you do stuff on YouTube.
Like every now and then.
Every now and then.
To watch, you don't have your own channel, do you?
Well, yeah, but I kind of just stopped.
Okay, and why'd you stop?
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Well, mainly because I thought I don't really have a stand because I like making gaming videos.
Mhm.
Nice.
So I don't really have a stand. I just try to put like the phone in between my lap and so it sees the screen.
Sure.
Sure.
Mhm.
Do you use Twitch? So you use that for your games? For your gaming?
I'm still trying to figure out how to use Twitch.
Twitch is
But once
really good
when-
for gamers. Yeah.
But once when I find out how, I will be sure to use it.
But first ask your
so
parents.
good.
Yeah.
Make
definitely
sure you ask mom and dad if you're okay to use that program.
Absolutely.
So I find that interesting with TikTok because, I do have a channel out there. I don't do a whole lot either. I mean, but I
Sure.
post show stuff out there. There's some wild stuff that you see come down on
Oh,
TikTok.
There is.
Right?
And if you're using your browser, it's better.
Sure.
So if you have the browser, that should be much better
Okay.
than the actual app on your phone.
So at home, use your laptop or computer for it rather than. Then
Yeah,
okay.
the browser on your phone. Because on your phone, the TikTok app, it's not doing its job of just letting you record videos and you're sending them out to everybody
Right.
in your channel.
Right.
What the app is doing is asking other apps on your phone personal information like,
Gotcha.
so Facebook, could you tell me Aaron's maybe phone number?
Gotcha.
And it's going to your contact list of all the people you
Yeah.
talked to and says, wow, who did Aaron talk to
Right.
over the last 20 minutes?
Well, they can have all the collector phone numbers they want. They can call and hassle those guys. Chief is asking what's TikTok. Chief, it's Carrying Cross's motto. That's what it is. It's another social media.
What's
Yeah.
TikTok? Oh, that's
Gotta
very
love
good.
Chief.
That's
Never mind. So what was the aha moment for you? You mentioned you got the law degree, but
Yeah.
really more for informational purposes.
Right.
What was the aha moment for you when you said, you know what, I can really make a difference in cybersecurity? What was your knowledge? What was your background to say, you know what, I can let people know what the pitfalls are? Give me your aha moment.
being a
that.
programmer and a hacker.
Okay.
Since
Say that again.
Being
I want to
a
make sure the
program-
FBI heard that correctly, that it was him and not no.
Being a programmer and a hacker way back when I was in high school. I started about 15 when I really got to computers, right? Back in the day. And we had cards, but card readers.
Punch
back in the day.
cards.
Punch cards.
Oh,
Those days.
COBOL. I had that in college.
Yes.
Oh my God, I was going to throw up all over the place.
What
I
are
hate
punch
it.
cards?
Oh,
Oh, because what are punch cards? I love it.
we're going to put a test pattern up now.
Wow. What a punch
There used to be a way that you did programming. Think of a card like a index card, like an
a
index.
floppy disk.
No, this is even
Before and like a floppy disk. I love
out of the
it.
mouths of babes.
I
No,
love it, yeah.
think of an index card. You know what an index card is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so think of one that's like twice as long. And so when we used to write programs, we'd have to send a whole stack of these cards through a machine that would punch holes in the cards reflecting the language that we were writing.
Mhm.
And then we would take all those cards and we run them through another machine that hoping the program worked, that you typed it incorrectly.
Yes.
So those cards was basically how we fed information into the computer for programming.
Really?
The fact that I even knew that, my college teacher
That's
would be
very
so
good.
happy to know
Very
that I
good.
did something in there. But so that's what it is. But
Yeah.
that's a great question. I'm glad you asked.
And imagine you have Lego toys, right? You just built this great Lego
Oh,
toy,
Oh,
and you're walking up the stairs to show your parents, oh, look what I did, Mom. And you trip because your dog's in front of you and all the Lego spilled. That's what
Oh.
it's been like when we were programmed back in
That's
the day.
right.
If
And
your
then you
cards
hear
are out
Dad-
of order
yeah. Oh,
and you spill the box, now your
Oh.
cards, my program is out of order. You gotta put it
Can I
back.
have a beer, please? He's bringing back some really horrible memories here.
Yeah, it's like Lego toys. That's what it would be the same way.
Wow.
Or jigsaw puzzles, same thing.
Yeah, but every piece in that type of program has to fit right. Like you said, I remember I had that happen a couple of times. My cards would get out of order somehow. I don't like you put them on the table and somehow they spread out. And then when you try to push them together, there's always that one card that jumps out of order. And you're running, doggone it, what that? And then you realize that a card got out of order. So it is very different when I studied it and when Mac did. Chief in the chat room says, do you go to the black tie event for cybersecurity held in Las Vegas yearly? I don't know what that is. So.
Yes, what he's speaking of is every year there is a convention in Vegas called DevCon and Black Hat.
Okay.
And it is the Olympics for hackers.
Oh, really?
Yes, everybody's there
Okay.
from around the world, including good guys and bad guys. The FBI, law enforcement's
Right.
there. You'll have foreign agents, spies are all there. And it's an Olympics where there are testing applications. In other words, General Motors would be there, right? Tesla would be there. They'll bring their cars in there and say, okay, hackers, can you guys break into our car this week?
Oh, okay.
And then the hackers will say, okay, we're going to try. So they'll have
Right.
challenging contests to see who can hack
Which
the other
actually
one.
helps the companies because then they can see what holes are out there to
Yes.
protect their.
And we call that bug bounties.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, where companies are saying, can you break into our car?
Right.
And it has happened, like Volkswagen
Sure.
turning on the car, opening it up when it's locked.
So
Give me a
it's
old-fashioned key. Go ahead.
it's basically like safe. They do it to safe proof their cause.
Perfect, except absolutely. They do it to make sure that the code that the original programmer's written has been tested with an outside source, right?
Like quality control.
Mhm.
Yeah, but exactly that's what it is. It's like baby proofing your computer program, right? You cover the plugs and the cabinets. That's kind of what it is. Now, is it true? And I'm asking this. You may or may not know. So if you can't answer, it's going to protect the innocent. That's fine.
Oh yeah.
So you hear the stories on TV. You see it in shows that hackers are used within the government for good.
Yes.
After they've maybe been arrested or whatever as part of their plea deal or something.
Mhm.
Is that true? Are there good hackers now working for our agencies to protect us?
Yes, I also teach. I'm a professor as well
Okay.
from DeVry University.
Okay.
So I teach courses there in cybersecurity.
Okay.
And this semester I have about 200 students, and the course is called Ethical Hacking.
Okay.
Half of my
Almost
students.
sounds like an oxymoron.
I know people say that, right? But
Ethical hacking.
the word hacking and hacker is not a bad term per se. It's broke down in 3 levels. You have your white hat, black hat, and gray hat. The good guys are the white hat hackers.
Right.
So our course is regarding ethical hackers,
Okay.
where we go into companies and say, hey, we can, as a consultant, with proper contractual obligations and legally go into a company and see if we can break into it. In other words, for the layman example, let's say you have your home, right? And you have ADT security system.
Mhm.
And you have a burglary system and make sure your house is secure. And you're paying them every month to protect your home. You have a
Right.
sign out front. You have a Glock inside your house. You're protected.
Right.
But you decide, you know what? We're going to hire a robber, a criminal.
Okay.
And we ask that criminal, could you analyze my house and see if you could break it to?
Right,
I
right.
want to see.
Okay.
And your job, criminal, if you could break it to my house, is give me a report. I'll sign a contract, say that it's okay.
Right.
Right. Make sure it's legal.
Right.
To see what the flaws are in my home.
Okay.
So the criminal will come back and say, hey, back around the back, your bedroom window, next to the bathroom.
The
door.
contact's not right.
Yeah,
or
the
something,
contact's
right?
not right, and you could slide open a door and crawl in there, and the cameras outside aren't touching it.
Right.
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 That is a vulnerability.
Absolutely.
So they know it's a vulnerability, and they give it to the owner.
Okay.
The owner's like, aha, wow, thank you,
Right.
bad guy, good guy.
Good guy. Good bad guy.
He's
got two.
out.
He's got one hat, black on one side, white on the other. So, and that makes a lot of sense. I don't realistically see people doing that though,
Right.
but
Right.
they probably should to some
True,
degree.
because the bizarro world,
Right.
the opposite world, the hackers around the world
Right.
are doing that. They're actually talking, like we're having
Yeah,
this event
sure,
like this.
sure.
Hackers are talking about what they can do. As a matter of fact, there are actual programs in school they have in North Korea and Russia
Really?
where
Well, I'm not
kids would
surprised by those.
learn how
Not
to break in the
surprised.
Western states.
I'm not surprised by those
So
locations.
yeah.
By the way, any of you hackers out there following along, please get rid of my bad debt and put money in my bank account. That's all I ask. Nothing big.
That's
So when did you say to yourself, like I said, I'm just curious because I'm always interested to finding out the aha moment when somebody says, okay, this happened or I thought about this and it changed my direction in life and this is why I'm doing this. What was that for you? Did you have an issue that you said, you know what, I'm going to study what happened and now I'm going to teach others? What was that for you?
Being hacked myself.
There you go.
Yes, being hacked myself. It's a crazy, crazy story how it happened with me. And John knows the story.
Quiet from the balcony over there.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you're going to tell that story.
He's obviously seen this show before.
Especially being single.
Okay.
And that's one of the worst type of hackers to be is being in a position of being single because
Gotcha.
you have, and I'm on dating sites.
Okay.
So you have these women
Right.
that would like to meet you, right?
Sure.
And of course, I'd like to meet.
Sure.
I'll meet you too.
I feel a TV plot coming on here. It
Yes.
sounds like I've seen this before. But go ahead.
Yes. Matter of fact, this story is definitely could be on a good TV plot. What happened? But I was a quote social engineer.
Okay.
We use the term social engineering in our industry, where a girl saw me online. She
Okay.
says, "Hey, I'm from Russia. I'd like to meet you in Aliati for a drink. I live in Henderson, so
Okay.
imagine a distance drive." Right?
Sure.
When I left my house in Henderson to
Right.
drive to Aliati, had drinks with her. She really wasn't interested.
Mhm.
Come back. 2 hours went by.
Okay.
When I go back to my house, broken into.
The house itself was broken into.
My house was broken
Wow.
into. But what was
Wow.
missing from my home was a piece of equipment representing my client, their data. They stole the server.
Wow.
And that's all they wanted.
So do you believe that gal, they already knew who you were, what you did and everything, and that was just a false front to get you out of the house?
Correct. Yes. That's what happened when I
Wow.
had Henderson police
Right.
within a week came by, and then the FBI came by as
Wow.
well and went over the details of it. And they were like, okay, so can you give us a list of all the girls you dated in the last 6 months? No.
No, it's like, I don't want them all to know each other.
No, I don't want to do that.
It's my own version of The Bachelor.
I don't want to do that. No. But yeah, that's what it turned out
Wow.
to be. And
And
that was a scary
how long
moment.
ago was that, if you don't mind? Just time-wise.
4 months.
How about an hour ago? Okay, if you find anything good at Max out, no, God forbid.
About 12, 13 years ago.
Okay, so
Yeah.
from that point, you said, all right, I'm going to look to figure out how to protect myself better.
I was giving people advice on how to protect themselves years before
Were you
that.
taking your own advice?
Yeah, trying to my own advice.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, trying to protect myself with that. And then when that happened, it's like, okay, now we're going to go full throttle on this. This is crazy how
Right.
this happens. So
Wow.
now you get a CCW, you carry a gun,
Right,
you
right.
get your house locked, and you get into these different learning aspects
Sure.
of cyber crimes.
Okay.
And you work with law enforcement as well. So
Okay.
a lot of things I do, I work with FBI locally here as well,
Mhm.
with InfraGard, and bring information to the public
Gotcha.
relating to cyber. It's
Gotcha.
crazy some of the things
Wow.
out there we learn.
You know, when it comes to cybersecurity and internet and everything else, there's so many questions and thoughts and concerns. And, you know, hack, I think today has become so much part of our society
It
that
really is. Yeah.
20 years ago, you know, you wouldn't even think about what that meant.
Yeah.
Right.
Couldn't you just use a VPN to protect all your things?
High five. Give it a high five. Look at
You
that.
just got
Look at
smarter
this.
than the host of the show.
This is great. He was a VPN. Absolutely great piece of advice.
Explain what that is so people may not know.
I really don't know much about VPN, but
Okay.
I believe it's basically just it's like it stores all of your like data
Okay.
and it protects it from any other guys or hackers,
Hackers?
and,
Okay.
people
Very
trying
good.
to get into your
Your device. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very good. VPNs as a virtual private network. He's absolutely right.
Mhm.
Very good. And what you use it for is like, let's say you're at a coffee shop, right? Coffee shop or a hotel, and you're using public Wi-Fi,
Right.
which should be a no-no anyways. But if you're using a VPN, it gives you like a cloak over your device, so hackers can't see it.
Gotcha.
Remote.
Like a firewall,
Mhm.
so to speak.
Oh,
It's like
so they basically just cannot see it.
Right, they can't see it if they're looking for your IP address, right? Your IP.
Really?
They can't see it having a wall there. It gives you extra layer of protection. But if you're in one of those local coffee shops and you have your laptop out, there's ways that you can hack into everybody that's there in the coffee shop and watch what they're doing because they don't have VPNs set up on their machine.
So if somebody goes into a coffee shop,
Mhm.
is that something they could change in their settings when they walk in? How does someone get VPN? Basically, is what I'm asking.
Well,
I guess.
VPN is a software
Okay.
that you can download.
Okay.
And you can download it on your computer.
Okay.
And it will give you that extra layer of protection. What it does, it bounces your IP off of another from around the world.
Gotcha.
So people in communist countries like China and Russia, they use VPNs
Right.
because then they could say that, hey, I'm in
They can't trace
Canada,
it.
but I'm
Right.
really in Australia.
Right.
So I can
Right.
get Netflix.
So let me ask you, you know what? Okay.
Mhm.
I think I just made my own connection here. Hotspot?
Yes.
Is that what?
The wife, what, your own hotspot?
No, not
Yeah.
Hotspot. I have a program and
Oh, okay.
it's hot now. I'm just blanking on the rest of it. It's a program I downloaded
Mhm.
that basically does exactly what Hot Shield, I think is what it is.
Hot Shield. Okay.
But anyway,
Okay.
I'll
There's so many of them.
send it to you.
All right.
And it kind of does that where
Yes.
it protects my computer where it'll show that that this spot right now, I'm over here.
Right.
So I have one of those VPN programs on I just don't remember the name of it. That's how good it is.
And it's so crazy that software is meant to protect us, right? Protect
Right.
you from hackers who are saying, hey, I'm really
Right.
over here in California,
Right.
but you're in the US. Well, now hackers are using that to do things called spoofing, where they will say their hotspot is somewhere else and they will commit a crime, and then law enforcement will come knocking on the door
At that person's house.
Right.
Jeez.
Yeah, there's been a lot of those going on.
All right. Well, I hope you all sleep well tonight when you change your clocks. We're going to step aside a little bit early for break number 2 because the rest of the show, we got some special stuff planned.
Really?
Did you not get the memo? Oh, you must have been hacked. You didn't get it. You're watching Aaron's Hour with Mac Jackson and Riley Radcliffe. We'll be back right after this.
Anxiety, depression, PTSD, ADHD, pain, inflammation, dealing with mental or physical health issues, or know someone who is? Relax, refresh, recover, revive. Natural health alternatives using hemp-derived CBD and other cannabinoids found in hemp are increasingly becoming more effective in managing various symptoms that affect your body, state of mind, and daily life. Planet Harvest Health's mission is to help those looking for natural, new, and better solutions for a healthier way of life, specializing in small batch, handcrafted alternatives, providing higher quality and a cost-effective product. Go to planetharvesthealth.com for more information and education on how we can
Vegas Avengers. I want you all to check out Aaron's Hour. It is Saturdays from 12 p.m. with the voice himself, Aaron Phillips. Of course, he's got the full support of, well, the Las Vegas Avengers, the Empire, and of course, all you heroes out there.
Hey, welcome back. I was just showing Mac a comment in there from Chief, and it was so funny to read it. That back in the day with those punch cards, we now they're called Chads, courtesy of the presidential election.
Yes.
That little piece when it punches the hole just hangs on there.
You look at it with your eye.
Yeah. So there was something while we were on break. John reminded you of something that I think is pretty important. Talk about that.
Yes, it's a piece of software that we recommend for people to use. It's called a password manager.
Okay.
For example, think about how many sites you visit on with your browser.
Sure.
Give me a number of how websites you think.
I'm going to say, you mean regular websites?
Where you have a user ID and your password.
Including Facebook, YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if Riley wasn't here, I'd give a whole different answer. But no, I would say let's say 50.
Okay, 50 is about right.
Okay.
50 to 100 is usually what the average person has.
Okay.
And you have all these different websites you visit.
Right.
Each one of them, you should have an individual password.
Okay.
And it should not be a password.
Okay.
Because passwords now, as the younger kids will say, is still 5 minutes ago. We don't use
So just kind of
passwords
mix it
anymore.
up with jumble stuff is what you're saying.
Use a passphrase.
Okay.
And it should be a passphrase that's easy, again, for your family,
Right.
your infrastructure home to understand,
Okay.
but it makes it harder for hackers. At least should be 18 characters or more, upper and lowercase. So you think of a sentence, something that your family.
So an
will
actual
use it.
sentence.
Yeah.
So it could be like,
Name
Mary
of
had a
sentence.
little lamb with a question mark, 47.
2023,
Gotcha.
exclamation point.
Okay. Well, I do that.
Yeah, that would be upper and lowercase. It's English
Yeah.
sentence.
But now
And
when you go on these sites, though, when it asks you to set a password, it actually says minimum 8 characters, one capital letter, one number,
Yep.
one symbol.
Mhm.
So they're doing that now. So that's exactly what you're talking about, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, they're doing that, but it can be very daunting if you think
Sure.
of the 50 to 100 websites,
I
just
know.
technologies of characters. But if you have that type of saying set in, it makes it easier. Now, trying to remember all those would be very difficult. So that's where Password Manager comes in, right? A Password Manager will take all of your passwords from every website you visit, and it will encrypt it.
Okay.
Which means that it'll take it and put it into a lockbox, and it'll put resin on it, and it'll dry and harden, so hackers can't get into it. Even if they try to pound with a hammer, they can't break through to get to it. Right? Your password's secure.
Okay.
All you have to remember is one password.
And that's to get into the password manager.
Correct. And it's instantaneous, so it connects to your browser.
Okay.
So when you go to a website, it automatically fill in your user ID and your password.
So does password manager look for the match on the site that you're going into to know which one to pull?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. Then you can also change it. So every 3 months or 6 months, you could say, I want my password.
I just go to my Google Notes, just like I name the note YouTube and like.
Chief, my buddy Chief, he's got it. I'm telling you. Chief says he's got a flip phone, and you want me to have an 18-character password?
Flip phone. Oh my God. Definitely upgrade that phone, please.
So let me ask you this question. Give me the top 3 things. Give me the top 3 best practices that you can share that people can do that are good for personal as well as business information.
Absolutely.
Give me 3 of them.
Sure. The first one is password. Use a passphrase than a password. Do not use that. The second is to try to use a technically called MFP, multi-factor authentication, two-factor authentication, right? Means that if you go to a website and it says you're saying, hey, I'm Riley, I'm who I am, and it will say, okay, great, let me send a code over to your phone.
Right.
And then you enter that code from your phone.
Right.
Currently, right now, it's the best. Well, that's still hackable. I've seen other things. It's almost like taking medication, the side effects.
Right. Anything but death, you'll be fine with this.
Right. Still have some issues with it.
Right.
The other is the simplest one is make sure when you're online not to give your personal information.
But you have to admit, though, there are some things when you're online you have to do in order to transact a business, or you log into your bank, you want to make a transfer. I mean, that's out there, isn't it?
Sure. You log into a bank, you make a transfer.
Right.
What you should also do is make sure you check your financial statements or financial accounts online, like we do our social media. Right?
Sure. Okay.
You can put alerts in, and you can ask your financial institution. There's usually a check box within their application that says, "Hey, anytime the transaction's done, send me a text. Make sure I know about it."
Okay.
The other thing, I'll give you the fourth one.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Google Alerts?
Yes.
If you go into Google Alerts, you can Google yourself, as they call it.
Is that what they call it now?
You can Google yourself. Yes. You go in and put your name.
Hey, go Google yourself.
That's right. Go Google yourself. And what you're doing is anytime there's any information with your name involved, you'll get a notification from Google.
For anything.
Great.
For
anything.
Wow.
It could be some
somebody searched
misinformation.
you or something. Wow.
Some misinformation about you.
That's a way to give you information. Just Google yourself, and then you can see, hey, I'm on the top. I'm famous.
You're talking about SEO there, son.
That's a good one.
But that's true. If you're being used a lot, then your name would come up on the top of the list because of search engines. Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now let's go the other way. What are 3 things people are doing? What are bad things people that are not being done, aside from the hints you gave us? What are people just taking for granted out there?
Thinking that it won't happen to them.
Okay.
That's the first one. It's not going to happen to me. It's the other person. I'm safe. There's nobody who's going to go to get my information. Or they'll say, I have bad credit. I don't care. I don't mind.
Right.
But I tell them, people with bad credit are the ones that the hackers want. Why? Because they don't check their credit.
Right.
And what the hacker will do is disguise themselves as a person with bad credit, get a secured card for about $200, buy things off of Netflix, pay on it every month, and guess what happened to that credit score? It starts to tick up.
Right.
And when it ticks up to a higher amount, then they buy something.
Right.
The other thing I would suggest to parents as well is check your social security number, your credit identification number with your child online.
Yeah, I've read stories where children's social security numbers are being hacked into, and like, for all you know, you can own a $40 million home somewhere and have 47 cars because of somebody hacked your number, bought stuff under your name, right? I mean, that's pretty much what you're talking about.
Isn't that called? I saw a funny movie about a woman like stealing other people's credit cards.
Yes. The thief. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, the fact that he knows all of
That,
that, mom and dad.
This is good.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a really good movie. That was a really good movie. She did that. She stole credit cards for people, individuals.
Do you do any hands-on consulting with people. So Chief seriously says, I think I better bring my phone and iPad in and have you look at his equipment. Does he give senior citizen discounts?
Absolutely. Well,
do you do one-on-one stuff?
Yeah, I do one-on-one as well as corporations and nonprofits as well.
Okay.
About these type of hacks. We do things like phishing simulations where we'll send you a phishing simulation attack. And what that means is you'll get an email and it says, hey, this is John Stiles from WWDB TV.
I knew he was a crook. I knew that guy was wrong.
And it has some really goofy looking characters for a URL. And if you click on it, then it says, aha, you could have been hacked.
Right.
You shouldn't click on these links because these are some things characteristic that you should watch out for.
See, it's like when I look at websites or get emails from people, not people, but advertise, whatever, if there's something spelled wrong, I don't even bother finishing. I just delete it. I get off that website. Because I'm sorry, you want to be professional, you have a website. Spell check should work for everybody. Or you fire your editor.
Yeah.
That's what my teacher said, that if you're doing an email to someone, make sure that everything is right. Make sure that you address it, that it's like, to Aaron.
Right, that's properly set up, right? Absolutely. All right, we're going to step aside for our second break of the show. Listen, we barely tipped the iceberg here with all the. Tell people how they can find you on the network and when your show's available for people to see.
Absolutely. Check out my show, Cybersecurity Word is TV. I'm here live Saturdays about 1:30 or so.
Okay, might be 2:00. So.
Yeah. We're also online on YouTube as well. You can find me online on my website, macjacksonjr.com, macjacksonjr.com, or my company site, vandersoncybergroup.com. Vanderson Cyber Group.
There you go. Reach out to them. You do like free consultations for people? Somebody
Sure.
have
Yeah,
questions?
I get questions all the time from people and stuff. I help them out that way.
Reach out, because what's the worst thing that'll happen? You'll end up with your information protected. Okay, we're going to step aside for a second break of the show. When we come back, we got a couple of things to take care of. We'll call it a day, because Mac does have to do a show after mine, so we'll get the hell out of Dodge as quickly as we can. So don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss the last part of the show. You're watching Aaron's Hour. We'll be right back.
I'm Matt. I'm Chief.
And I'm Aaron, and together we are
Thoughts Count Anywhere.
Join us every Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific Time.
Right here on WWDB TV Network and all the shows that are available for you to watch. And why is that?
Because the Chief says so.
This is the story of one man's incredible journey from 350 to 200-pound weight loss and his mission to help and inspire others. Aaron Phillips. People are praising Aaron's new book with 5-star reviews. Aaron's various humorous and wildly entertaining stories portray his rise as a sports announcer, his encounters with exotic and irregular entertainers on the Las Vegas Strip through his long-running Vegas Unwrapped radio show, and his contagious and positive style of pursuing success. Call now or visit our website or Amazon now to get your copy of Let My Voice Speak to You, stories from a Hall of Fame radio personality. Order now.
All right, welcome back to Aaron's Hour. Fonzie, slide on in here. Grayson, come on in between Mac and your brother. And coming up to the desk today, as I mentioned, is Riley's 12th birthday. And I'm humbled by the fact that Mom and Dad wanted to make part of his day joining us here in studio. So, of course, we can't let a birthday go by. Courtesy of them. Happy birthday song. Mom, come on up here. We have a little special birthday cake here. You put that up in front of him. Just don't burn down the studio. John does not have fire insurance.
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do? Oh, the hell with it. Where's the match? Okay. So we're going to do a really bad rendition, I'm sure, of Happy Birthday. So you might want to actually play the song.
Let me turn the mics off.
Yeah, turn the mics off. Absolutely. All right. So again, in all seriousness, Matt, first of all, I'm humbled that Mom and Dad wanted to bring you here to the show as a surprise to your birthday. That means a lot to me on levels. You can understand. Maybe someday you will. May your birthday be fun, special, enjoy it with family. Continue to have as many birthdays as you can. I hope you have 100,000 birthdays to celebrate. You, sir, you are a wonderful young man, and I want to see where you're going to. And I'm looking forward to buying invisible sandwiches.
Oh,
all right.
he will.
So here we go. Can we all do this together somewhat? Here we go. Come on in there, Mom. You got to get it. There we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Riley. Happy birthday to you. All right, blow them out, my friend. All right. If you're looking at that left and right, it looks like he's 21. He's only 12, by the way. For the candles. All right, so Field, we got a little bag of goodies there for you. You're welcome, and a card. You're welcome to open them up.
Okay, I shall open them up.
So what's coming up on, while he's doing that, what's on your next show? Do you have a topic set? You have to guess what's coming up? Can people
Don't
expect?
tell him, it's a secret.
Oh, stop it.
Tell him.
Yeah, see, Grayson says tell him.
We're talking about cybersecurity threats from around the world,
Oh.
cybersecurity landscape from Asia to Australia to Canada, and also here within our country.
Okay.
All types of cyber threats we're going to talk about.
Right on. All right, what you got there? You got a card, it looks like.
Yeah, it says a cool kid like you only comes around.
Go the other way. You got to open it the other way.
Oh, okay.
Cards open left to right like books, by the way. I just saw there. That.
I saw.
So that's a cutout
around.
there. That's a whole cutout. You can make.
It's one of the store's cutout things. Oh, I love these.
Exactly. So I figured that would give you
What they-
that would give you something. All right, don't do that now. We don't have time for that part right now. Do that at home.
Thank you, Chief.
Yeah, everybody that was into Mac sign it too. Can you pass over to Mac now that Mac is here? We'll put Mac sign it. So
Yeah.
everybody that's been in studio sign it. All right, while he's doing that, go to your bag. Got to do this quickly so that we're on the meter. And then we have to get. Would you mind grabbing the stuff from the kitchen? So slice up the cake. Thank you so much, Sable. I appreciate that. Sable had no intention of realizing she was going to work here
I
today.
got a Star Wars Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, figurine, right? You're into Star. Somebody told me you're into Star Wars. Here, give me that. Let me have that. There we go. Let's put that up here.
Oh, you got the Mandalorian.
I didn't get the Mandalorian. You got the Mandalorian.
Oh, thank you.
I heard that their latest episode talks about the origin of his helmet. I saw that online. Not that I know the Mandalorian, but I thought that was interesting with you coming up.
Wow, very nice.
Then I haven't watched the Bad Batch yet, but this does look cool.
It is. Does look cool, doesn't it? That's a Hot Wheels. Anything you can get with Hot Wheels is
yeah.
always cool, right?
Oh, yeah.
You like toy? Well, I have to know when your birthday is so we can take care of you too.
Yeah.
And then what's that?
I
How about an hour from now?
got Captain Rex.
You like Captain Rex?
Yeah, he's cool.
That was pretty coincidental then on my part. All right, now I think that's it. And then last is this big envelope for you, and then we'll start slicing up the cake as we start wrapping up the show. Now, I want to remind everybody while we're okay, he's going to open that up. Seriously, don't forget to move your clocks ahead an hour tonight before you go to bed. Technically, it's 2 a.m. Sunday morning. Make sure you move the clocks ahead. Now, next week, make sure you tune into Aaron's Hour. It's going to be a special episode. Yeah, it's just got the sticky part. You can rip it. Yeah, there you go. Just don't rip what's inside. Anyway, no. Last week on my show, you met a young man by the name of Yaakov, who is also an aspiring podcaster. He has almost 200 shows on YouTube. He will be sitting in for me next week while I'm on a boat in and from Cabo.
Is that next week?
That's next week. What is that? What is that you got there?
It's you.
It's me. It's me. He gets a freshly signed, autographed headshot of mine. Wishing.
Is this mini me but your version?
Sure.
Mini me.
I think we shave your head. You'll be my mini me.
I want to.
Okay, so I'll have two mini me's.
there
That's
you
okay.
go.
That's all right. I'll take it. I'll take it all.
You can.
So,
Sure.
We can. Mom.
well, he's already. Listen, Grayson. He's already there.
Already there.
Dad's chasing us right now.
Right.
Anyway, next week's show, make sure you tune in. Yaakov will be sitting in for me while I'm on vacation on a boat coming back from Cabo. He has a special guest coming on. I will post that on the Facebook page before I depart Monday morning. So please make sure you tune in, support the show next week. For all I know, it could be the highest rated show and I'm not even on it. That's always happens. So just that's some programming note as well. You want to start cutting the cake? We'll have some
Sure.
cake as we say goodbye. We'll make a mess of John's table. It's only Mac coming up here afterwards. So no big deal.
How are you going to be able to finish your show with your
Trust me, I've done it before. I've done it with pizza. I've done it with cake. I've done it with
Nice.
actually even
I
on
have
the,
cupcakes.
I've done it with cupcakes,
Oh
and
my
I get the cream all over my nose. And Mac will confirm this, but you know there's one cardinal rule that you don't break on radio and TV. Generally, you generally don't eat on camera or on the air because people don't want to hear. Or people breathing into a microphone, right, John? Aaron, you'll now be known as Mini-Me, sir. Happy birthday, Roddy. Thanks, Chief. I could think of worse things that I could be called. And trust me, I've probably been there.
And I have.
And John has used just about, he's even called me Ralph Nader to piss me off. But anyway, all right, so while we're doing that, I do want to mention And we're going to go out on this note. We seem to be losing entertainers left and right since the beginning of the year. Well, one kind of hit home for me a little bit. Yesterday was announced Chaim Topol. If you don't know who he is, think Fiddler on the Roof. He passed away yesterday at the age of 87 following a long illness. If you haven't seen Fiddler on the Roof, get out of your cave, download it, watch it. It's a great movie, not just because it shares the story of the Jewish people and what their life was like in Russia during that time and things they had to go through. Thank you very much. But there's a lot of great messages in there about family, supporting each other regardless, and community. So make sure you get a chance to watch it. Well, my all-time favorite song, and I did that. If my girls are watching, I don't mean to embarrass you, but yes, I do. But at their bar mitzvah 17 years ago, my buddy and I, Ricky Cash, may he rest in peace. By the way, if you haven't figured it out, the opening that John put together for Vegas Unwrapped 2.0 is really designed to honor him. Dear buddy for a long time since moving out here, and John suggested it, and I just love the piece and whatnot. But Chaim Topol represented a movie that meant a lot to the Jewish people. And so my all-time favorite was If I Were a Rich Man, which my buddy and I, we karaoke'd it at my girl's bar mitzvah. So what I wanted to do is, I wanted to recognize, he also had some other movie appearances. He won international film awards, including 2 Golden Globes, Most Promising Newcomer in 1965. And I got to put that in perspective. I was one year old. For playing the title role, Salah Shabati. And of course, he got a Best Actor in Motion Picture Comedy or Musical for Fiddler on the Roof. He also was Oscar nominated for that same role as Tevye the Milkman. But other notable roles he played was Dr. Hans Zarkov, if you watched the Flash Gordon movie with Sam. What was his name? He played, he was in the Rocky movie. He played Sam something. Yeah, Ralph Nader.
Sam Kinison.
No. Chief is going to yell at me for having issues with this. And then he played Milos Colombo alongside Roger Moore's James Bond in For Your Eyes Only. He grew up with no music. He did not know how to play musical instruments. But he's an institution in Israel. So I want to tip my cap and honor Chaim Topol because he's meant a lot. And it's really a great song that when you reflect on what he says, it means an awful lot. So with that, we're going to sign off with John. John put a little piece together for me for about a minute and a half. And after that, how long is it?
5 minutes.
Oh, you got the whole thing. Oh,
Yeah.
Good. So if I start singing in the studio, I apologize ahead of time.
Turn the mics off.
Turn the mic. I probably will start dancing. Anyway, thank you for watching. Once again, happy birthday to Riley. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure you tune in next week. And with this, Chaim Topol, you've meant a lot to a lot of people around the world. And I thank you for that. Please rest in peace. Thoughts and condolences to his wife and 3 children. With that, Chaim Topol will take us out. Thank you for watching Aaron's Hour. Be kind to everybody. Why is that? We're all we have. We'll see you when I come back in studio.
Oh, dear Lord. You made many, many poor people. I realize, of course, it's no shame to be poor. But it's no great honor either. So what would have been so terrible if I had a small fortune?
If I were a rich man, yabba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dum. All day long I biddy-biddy-bum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard. Yabba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dum. If I were a biddy-biddy rich, idle-diddle-diddle-diddle man, I'd build a big tall house with rooms by the dozen right in the middle of the town. A fine tin roof with the real wooden floors below. There would there be one long staircase just going up, and one even longer coming down, and one more leading nowhere just for show. I'd fill my yard with the chicks and turkeys and geese and ducks for the town to see and hear, squawking just as noisily as they can. And each loud will land like a trumpet on the ear, as if to say, here lives a wealthy man. If I were a rich man, yabba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dum, all day long I biddy-biddy-bum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard, yabba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dum. If I were a biddy-biddy rich, idle-diddle-diddle-diddle man, I see my wife, my Goldie, looking like a rich man's wife with a proper double chin, supervising meals to her heart's delight. I see her putting on airs and strutting like a peacock. Oh, what a happy mood she's in, screaming at the servants day and night. The most important man in town will come to phone on me. They will ask me to advise them, like a Solomon the wise. If you please, Rebetavia, pardon me, Rebetavia, posing problems that would cross a rabbi's eyes. And it won't make one bit of difference if I answer right or wrong. When you're rich, they think you really know. If I were rich, I'd have the time that I like to sit in the synagogue and pray, and maybe have a seat by the eastern wall. And I discuss the holy books with the learned men 7 hours every day, and that would be the sweetest thing of all. If I were a rich man, yabba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dum, all day long I biddy-biddy-bum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard, yabba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dum. Lord, who made the lion and the lamb, you decreed I should be what I am. Would it spoil some vast eternal plan if I were a wealthy man?
Tevye, where's your horse? Well, he decided to take the day off.
Have a good